yeah, is this terrain a trail?
Of course it is.
Oh, I guess there's a lot of types of terrain in trail running. Let's talk about it. Welcome back.
Hi.
Welcome back to Between Miles. We're out on the trails today, guys. Woo! And today we're gonna talk about what's actually, like, what kind of terrain you may encounter on a trail run. Distance, elevation, course profiles, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna kick right off to basically, I think we're just gonna answer the first question immediately, because if you clicked on this video, you want an answer.
Yeah.
So what types of terrain do we have in trail running?
Oh my goodness, there's so many.
Goodness.
Basically anything that's not a road, but that can mean, it can mean desert path, it can mean what we're on now, a little bit wider, or what we're going to be on soon, which is single track, a lot smaller. You can be in the Alps, up a mountain.
You can be on grass.
Yep, you could be on flat. Mud. You could be on snow.
Yep.
Literally all sorts of terrain, and it could be slippy, it could be gravel. Basically anything not a road.
So I think a lot of people, like, they may wonder if they can call themselves a trail runner. Like, what is that? Like, what's a trail runner? Basically,
what is a trail runner? Anyone that does any distance on
trails. Easy like that. Yep. So, and like, that's the answer. Question answered. You can stop the video now if you want to.
Yeah.
But we are going to talk about a little bit more, because when it comes to trail running and terrain, it's not just like what's the underground, right?
No.
It's also elevation, like us going up right now, or down, or down. And then there's also distance, very important when it comes to trail running.
Yeah.
So I think now that we've covered terrain already, that went super quick.
Yeah.
Let's talk about distance when it comes to trail running, because I feel like distance in trail running is very different than
road running.
Yeah, than road running. And I said this in the previous video, or 2 videos back actually, in the intro video.
Yes.
I said, like, if you get into trail running, you need to get rid of that road runner's mindset that you run by pace. You want to start running by effort.
100%.
Because when you go up and down, things change a lot. But distance is another thing that changes.
Yeah.
How does it change?
So I think distance with road running, you can sort of separate it into track, which is super short, and then you've got road, where you'll go, 5k, 10k, marathon, half marathon. Whereas
when ultras do exist.
That's true. Very rare, but they do exist. Whereas when you're looking at trail, you have everything from a VK, which is a vertical kilometre, which you'll find in mountainous regions, because it is basically what it says on the tin. You're going vertically up for 1 kilometre.
It sounds so tough.
And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have got, 500 kilometre races, 200 kilometre races, like insane distances.
Yeah, insane distances.
Where you're
I don't know who would sign up for something like that.
Yeah, who would do that?
Definitely not you.
Where you're sleeping in the middle, and then you've got everything in between. And everything in between can range from half marathon, marathon, 50Ks, and all of these look very different depending on where you're running.
Yeah, I think, like, one of the things that we've discussed before is that with trail running, when it comes to races, distances are handled a little bit different.
Yeah.
Usually a 5k trail will still be a 5k. A 10k trail will likely be a 10k trail. Usually though, you're not going to find a 10k trail. You will find a 12k or 14k, like, it will be a bit more specific like that.
Some random ones. I think me and Amy did a 26k.
Yeah. So I feel like usually what I have seen in the trail running world is up to a marathon, they will just call out like the specific number, and it can be a very odd number.
Yeah.
But then when you get above a marathon, it becomes a range.
Yeah.
And it's like 50k can be 45, can be 55, 60k can be 55, 65. Like, it's almost like a range of like around 10K, and as you get above 100,
Yeah.
sometimes it can be 20K more.
And I what she actually usually find is in the States or like Canada and places like that, it will call out like 100-mile race and it will be pretty much 100 miles, pretty much, or 135. Whereas in Europe, they like to group it. So they'll say 50K race and it'll actually be like 60K.
Yeah. Yeah, because like the classification system here qualifies things mostly as like, I think it's like 50K, 60K, maybe 80K, then 100K, and then it just shoots up.
Yeah, 100 miles.
So yeah, like you will not get your ITRA qualification.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a 42K being classified as a 50K as well.
Yeah, because
So-
of the elevation.
Exactly, which would lead us to elevation. But
Yes.
before we talk
Oh.
about elevation, look at this crazy hill that we climbed up the other day. Hey, Liz, do you maybe want to just take a break?
Yeah, I think maybe a picnic.
Sure. Do you have everything we would need for a picnic?
Yeah, of course. I've got my Outopia gear on.
Okay, what about this spot?
Yeah, perfect.
So, what did you bring? Whoa, you even have a blanket with you?
Always.
Whoa, that's amazing.
Yeah, but what did you bring?
Well, okay, let me show you.
Oh,
Because on these Outopia, like with this Outopia vest, you can bring anything that you would want. A whole baguette!
oh my goodness.
Whoa!
Wait, I think I have something perfect for it.
No! Honey?
And
Amazing! Yeah, wow. Wait for it, because with my Outopia shorts, I could bring everything. One gel,
what?
another gel, wait for it, another gel. With Outopia's gear,
You can bring anything on a run.
we're back!
We're
Oh my
back.
god, we survived that hill, that was horrendous.
Yeah, now we're back on another hill.
Whew. So, the nice thing about trail running though is that on hills, you can hike, it's part of it, right?
Yeah. If
So-
anything, you should be hiking.
Yeah. So I think we're going to talk a little bit about the elevation now. So basically, what kind of elevation can you expect?
Yep.
How to train for it, how to deal with it.
Yeah, I think that is
So-
actually maybe one of the biggest mistakes as a road runner coming into trails that you see is focusing, like you said before, on pace.
Yeah. Like this, what I would have done in the past is I would be walking here and be like, oh my god, 13-minute pace. This is
Yeah.
gonna
And you
mess up
freak
my
out.
data.
Yeah, and I completely understand. I feel like everyone has to go through it as a first-time trail runner
Yeah.
to understand you're going to be out there a lot longer because you're going up elevation. You're not running flat, you're not going super fast the whole time, but your heart rate and your perceived effort is still the same as that flat ground.
Let's
Even though you're
show
going
them.
up.
Let's show them, like we'll run a little bit and let's see how
Yeah.
our heart rate just goes up. So indeed, like I think basically the effort changes. So the way that we run up now, the pace will be faster than what it was just now walking, but it's going to be nowhere close to what you run on a flat.
No, and you're exerting so much effort now to run up this hill.
Yeah,
And if you've got a lot of these hills to do and it's your first trail run, then just got to be mindful of that.
I mean, you can hear how we start talking a little bit different as
Yeah.
we run up. And I think like if it's a shorter hill, it's a really good thing to practice.
Oh, 100%.
Hill training is great, really great. But you should be prepared to sometimes walk, hike,
Yep.
and not even just for a minute.
Yep.
Might be a bigger section of your race, which is great.
Yep.
So what is like,
Then also before, there's the downhill.
the downhill?
down-
Oh yeah,
The
I was like,
downhill.
downhill. But yes,
The downhill can be just as hard, if not harder,
Yeah.
than the uphill.
Yeah, true.
And a lot of people are like, what do you mean? It's not harder, you're going downhill. Whoa.
Yeah.
Until you can
Until you
completely-
go.
Yeah. Until you blow out your quads.
Let's take a left.
Oh yeah.
Then we do a round.
So actually downhill training is amazing for trail running because it'll get your quads a lot stronger. They'll get used to bashing them down a hill.
Yeah. How do you do downhill training?
A good one is go slow up a hill or even hike it. And then you want to go at moderate intensity down. So you want to kind of be leaning forward into the hill, sort of going for it, letting your body go, release the body into the trails, and then walk back up.
Yeah.
Do that a couple of times.
To get those quads used to that impact.
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise we don't train that.
No.
But I do think like that is something that it's really great to do as you get into slightly longer distances, right?
Yeah.
If somebody's really, well, not just starting out with trail running, because you could be a very experienced runner getting into trail running.
Yep.
But if you're just like, you know, you're running up to maybe a half marathon distance, and also the mileage that kind of fits that on average,
Yeah.
then probably for your first trail race, it's good to train hill repeats, good to train hills. Those downhills might be slightly less important.
Yeah.
But as it gets longer.
Yeah. And also, depending on if you've signed up for a race.
Yeah.
If you're looking at a race that has loads of elevation, then obviously your training should reflect that.
Yeah. Whereas if you're not, if you're just running for fun, you just run what you encounter, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's it on hills. But when it comes to elevation, how should people maybe kind of like mentally prepare for that going into a race?
Yeah, I
Or
think.
even like a long run.
Yeah.
Because it can be really intimidating when you get, like for example here, on our Sunday long runs,
Yeah.
sometimes we have like 500, 600 meters of elevation. I'll show the feet on screen.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that people look at that, even here locally, and they're like, holy no,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna run that. So how do you prepare for that?
I think a good one is when there is a hill, walk it. Even if you feel absolutely fine, walk it. And then you can use that in your long runs. Whenever there's a hill, walk it. And then you can train your hill running and hill repeats separately on a different day.
Yeah.
And by always walking those hills, one, you get used to walking. And then if you ever do sign up for a race, you won't feel like I should be running the whole time.
Yeah.
And you remove that stigma because you've been doing it loads. Also, find a friend that might want to run it with you, keep you accountable.
Yeah.
And go, we need to walk most of these hills.
Yeah.
You know, and you say to each other, we have to do it. A good one that I used to like to do was I would try and time it so I'd have my gels around then.
Mm-hmm.
So
when you're going uphill.
Well, just before.
Okay.
Or I'd be like, right, when I get to the top, I'm gonna have my gel.
Yeah.
And have a little break.
For sure. This is indeed how, when I make race strategies for my athletes, if they are going up or down,
Yeah.
I'm like, we're not fueling.
No.
We're maybe drinking, but it's so easy to trip.
Yeah.
So, and like, do it on the slighter flat bit, or like very, very low gradient up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd use it as like almost like a reward system.
Yeah.
So either, oh, I need this power for this uphill. I know it's coming soon. Let's have a gel. Let's just walk for a bit and then power up. Or I know when I get to the top, it's time to have another gel, or we're going to walk with some water. And that's a good way in your head to be like, okay, I've got this hill, it's fine. Because you've got a little reward at the top.
I think like one way that I've personally approached this is on runs where, like especially on long runs with elevation, I will put the elevation map on my watch.
Yeah.
So if you have a running watch, you might want to just scroll through your screens until you see the elevation map. You might have to choose trail run for that to appear. So make sure that you check that on your watch. I have a Coros and I know that I see way better stats for trail running if I use that.
Yeah.
And then when I see that hill coming on the elevation map, I can start preparing.
Yeah.
So one, I can fuel, and two, I can take my poles out if I need to. So if you sign up for a longer race or a short one with crazy elevation, you might be using poles.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the other way to kind of approach hills and mountains, for that sake. And both uphills and downhills, poles can be super useful,
Yeah.
super helpful, and are definitely part of this terrain episode.
Yeah.
Because
it can really help you, like, even just like steady yourself if you're not someone that's super confident going downhill. Going uphill, it's great for your arms. I love having poles for my arms because I end up hunching over loads if I don't have poles. My back hurts. So poles can be used for so many different reasons. Some people don't like them, so it's really important that you test them out before you use them.
I think the one thing I would say though, like, you could end up being someone that just really doesn't like them.
Yeah.
But generally, like, give them a shot.
Yeah.
Because I think that there's people that don't want to try them out because they're like, oh, it's too much hassle getting them and da da da. But the truth is, getting those poles out, like, imagine you stop running.
Yeah.
And you just take 20 seconds to get the pole, you know, assemble, go.
Yeah.
As you progress, you can do this while running.
Yeah.
But at the start, imagine you just take 20 seconds to stop to do it, and 20 seconds again when you don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
The amount of energy that you could save by using poles will make up for that easily on a trail race. Like, those 20 seconds, or well, say 40 for getting them out and putting them away again.
Yeah.
On a road race, that would be a lot.
Yeah.
On a trail race,
no,
it's not.
And also, I think you think you're slower than you are when you're taking your poles out and putting them back in.
You think you take a minute.
You think it's forever. Because you also have to think about, you know, if you're stopping to have water or a gel or at an aid station, that's a crucial time. You are going to stop and do that. So you need to think about that the same as the poles. You know, most people are doing the same thing. So it's all equated in everyone's time pretty much.
And one thing that I've started doing for the athletes that I coach is I look at, like, the course of their race, and if I see that there's a station just before a big hill, I tell them, like, at the aid station already get your poles out and maybe just hold them in your hand. Because you're already standing still. Maybe somebody else can fill up your bottles, your soft flasks while you do your poles. So you're already standing there. Optimize and just ask the people for help at the aid station. And also while you are doing the race, and also if you're doing a long run, same thing. If you have a section that's not too long, I would say, for me personally, and this is very personal, but anywhere up to like 2 to 3K, I might just hold them. Like those 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, maybe more if it's like, well, no, probably not more, because if I'm hiking, I'm using the poles. So it's probably like up to 15 minutes of running with the poles in my hand is fine. Like, it's not that much, especially on the trail race. Like, you're out there for longer, and that's something you also need to be prepared for. Like, a 12K trail is going to take you way longer than a 10K road.
And then I guess, so we've talked about distance. I guess another thing to talk about on terrain is if you're getting into, say, where you are, you know you have a specific terrain, you probably want to look into that specific gear as well. So the shoes that you are going, if you're going to buy some trail shoes because you're a road runner, if you know where you live, if you live in the English countryside, probably going to get something with some Gore-Tex, something that protects you from mud. So I think when we're looking at terrain, you're also thinking about gear that's going to benefit that terrain that you're in.
And the terrain of your race, if you are doing a race.
You know, if you live in Utah and it's desert, you're probably going to want a sun hoodie. Just little things like that that I think are super useful. And the gear definitely impacts terrain, doesn't it?
Well, terrain impacts gear, I guess.
You know, chicken or the egg.
Is it? I bought this gear and then I had to run on this terrain. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's the excuses I make to Ollie. Well, I have this now, I've got to use it.
I got these insane poles, so now I need to go to a different landscape. Okay, well, so that is, I think, it about terrain.
Yeah.
We talked about how to train for it. We talked about distance, types of terrain, elevation, uphills, downhills, bit of gear, more gear in the previous episode about gear.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
I think so. So
I think
the
also
next
like,
one,
well, I mean, the only thing I was going to say, maybe we touch on lightly on this episode is all of this comes into training and the training plan that you would probably have. So would you have any recommendations as a coach about factoring in all of these things in someone's training plan?
Yeah, so if you are going to train for a trail race, there's a couple of things that I like to do for my athletes, and these are things you can easily do for yourself. On your long run, start to aim for a range of minimum and maybe maximum distance and plan out those routes, because you want to train having elevation in your runs.
Yeah.
Secondly, with trail running, for almost all distances, I would say as soon as you start hitting, well, it really depends on you, but for most people, as soon as you start hitting like half marathon distance, you really need to train having a vest or waistband or something to carry fuel. Could also be really good shorts.
Yeah.
Go back to the gear episode. But you want to be able to carry some water and some fuel, because for many trail races and longer runs in the trail, that's just really important also to stay safe.
Yeah.
So I want my athletes to practice that during their runs.
Yeah.
So it needs to be part of training, fueling, also electrolytes, very important. So all that is in the nutrition episode, which is the next one.
Yeah.
Other things, indeed, hill repeats. So I put those in. I put in downhill repeats as well.
Yeah.
Especially for those who are running longer distances. I still do some tempo as well. So a lot of people think, I'm going to do a trail race. I don't need to do any speed sessions anymore.
Yeah.
You don't, but it depends on your goals.
Yeah, and
if you still
especially
want to
like
be fast,
if you want to be doing like your first 100k, you're probably going to look at less tempo on you.
Yeah.
So it really depends on that distance.
It depends on your goals and your distance and what you want to achieve, really. For most of my people, I will still have often more like a tempo session. So we're not doing fast intervals, because that's just not that relevant anymore.
Yeah.
Like obviously you always train your body with all these different things. But what is the most beneficial here is probably some longer tempo sessions. So we can train fatigue.
Yeah.
30 minutes on, 10 minutes off, 30 minutes on for a more experienced athlete. Training, running on those fatigued legs.
Yeah.
Because I do think with trail running, our legs just get really tired.
Yeah.
One session that I really like to put in, which I got from you, is running after you've maybe done some hiking, or even the other way around, but preferably you hike first and then you run.
Yeah.
Which I think is great. Like, and then working a bit more time-based. So maybe saying 2-hour hike, 1-hour run.
Yeah.
Something like that. Easy run at that point. No crazy efforts. Those are just the things I'm putting in.
Yeah.
Is there anything you've had in your training during, like, focusing on trail, besides the hike run, that you found really beneficial, maybe?
You know what? I think you've touched on everything.
I mean, I've learned a lot from you.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that I'm also implementing a lot of those things.
Yeah, no, I think that's everything. Like, my training changes so much depending on the race now.
You've obviously also done quite a bit of incline on the treadmill.
Yes, I have. Especially this year, beginning of the year, I was in a very flat part of the UK. Did a lot of incline training, which was a lot of running on the flat and then putting on an incline. And that was, very different than what I'm used to, especially because I love the trails so much. But, you know, it's one of those things, if you've got to do it, if you have a goal and you're really passionate about that goal, you're just going to get it done.
Yeah, I think another beneficial one there is if you are gonna go like into a gym doing a Stairmaster, just walking up for a very long time, and it's less of an impact on your legs. So especially if you're trying to also build a foundation of strength in your legs, a Stairmaster is pretty great.
Yeah.
I think last thing, now that we're talking about training, we'll be really quick with this one. Whoop, yep. The last thing that I would want to touch on regarding training, and this has to do with the terrain, is because of those uphills and downhills, and because of the terrain being so wobbly, you want to work on your ankle strength, your
stability.
glutes, your hips, your core, and it's all basically for stability.
Yeah, one-legged drills, great.
Yeah, things in isolation are really good. And also, one thing that has come out of research more and more is like it's really good to start without load. For example, you know, clamshells and waist, or you know, walks with bands, like resistance bands, stuff like that. Really good. But as you progress, it is really good to also add some weight.
Yeah.
A bit of load, a bit of progressive overload, because when you are running, you are gonna also put impact on those legs, like going downhill. Gravity will literally put so much force on that leg. So if you're just doing like hops, for example, on one leg, or box jumps, you're already putting load on that, so you're training that. But over time, if you want to keep getting stronger, then add some weight as well. I'm not talking about heavy weights.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of weight can be really helpful, but not at the start.
Oh, sorry.
As you progress.
Yes, progression.
Yeah, it depends on where you are at with your training. And plyometrics, really good for road and trail.
Yeah.
Nice. I think that's enough. Like,
I think we've covered training. I think you've covered terrain, distance. You've got it all.
Do some strength, do some mobility to be ready to handle that terrain. And that's pretty much it. Huh? All right, see you in the next one where we talk about nutrition.
Oh yes, my favorite.
Bye.
See ya.